It's not my mistake. Thank you.
So we have Chef Vikas Khanna here at the mall with us today, and we'll be taking up some quick questions. Apart from that, since I've been associated also with a lot of things that he has been doing, so I'll take a few questions on your behalf so that you can know about the journey very well. So Vikas, welcome to Chennai at the Palladium and Phoenix Marketcity Mall today. What brings you to Chennai today?
When I left India 2 years ago, I left from Chennai and मैं 2 साल तक वापस नहीं आ सका because of pandemic. But I said I'm going to go back, and this is going to be this is the first event I'm doing after more than 2 years. This is the first event.
So everyone says that everything that goes comes back. I think he went and he came back to the same place. So he's starting his India tour after the pandemic again. But during the pandemic, there was something that occupied him very, very meaningfully. So Vikas, if you can talk about Feed India overall.
So end of March, we've started getting the news that there's going to be a pandemic. China mein something is happening, and some cases were getting acknowledged in America. So एक email आई थी मेरे को इंडिया से, and which was like, sometimes you get spam emails, contribute here. It was about old age homes, that this pandemic you need food for that, and that's the cause very close to my heart, about aging parents, and I'm sure everybody can relate to that here. I see young people, and my age people especially have fear of aging parents. तो मुझे बहुत डर लगा उस टाइम पे, और मैंने अपनी टीम से बात की. मैं we should do something to get food to India. It seemed to be an impossible mission for the first few weeks, and then it became extremely streamlined, and I think it was one of the biggest projects of my life, and I'm proud that my mom slapped me on 11th April, and I saw mama ko phone kiya. I said, Mom, I can't be running this initiative because it's very difficult. I'm too much in different time zone, and I had too much of work at that time. If you've used everything what belongs to India, your cooking, your skills, your face, everything is Indian. And today when India needs you, you want to give up. So I don't have to tell anyone that my son is a patriot. That really shook me apart, and I said, I will do anything in my strength, in my power, resources, and I'm going to not give up, but continue to do it. And till now, we've served almost 70 million meals during the last 2 years, and I'm very proud of it. Thank you.
Of course, that was one part of what greatness came together. When people came together, brands came together. There were a lot of people who made Feed India what Feed India looks today. But coming back to Chennai, what are the favorite things that you explore when you step into Chennai?
I'm obsessed with old utensils. And wherever I go, and you know, if I have to be careful because I've almost like I need to, if they don't sell it, I get upset. Because I feel that, you know, I can give better home to things. And so it's very good that, you know, many times when I come to Chennai, there's so many people who bring in their old family heritage stuff and they give it to me because they feel that I can put it in the museums, I can put it in a showcase to the best possible way in my restaurants so that the legacy lives on. Because I feel that this part of the country was really evolved of thinking about metal, about senses, about Ayurveda, about cooking styles was so deep here. So I feel कि यहाँ से छोटी सी चीज़ भी लेके जाता हूँ मैं. I feel that I'm blessed in some way, and that is one of the biggest things. Addiction है मेरे को, and I'm glad that I've used it in a positive sense.
So also, you know, very important, Chennai and Vikas, again, Vikas is close to food. What is the food of Chennai that you love the most?
You know, people actually think about our food in Chennai to be very stereotypical. But the truth is that it is massive. That, you know, we've just had a lunch in Dakshin, which is one of my favorite restaurants in South. And I do feel that it has still not been explored. From 2008 till 2012, I used to come to Chennai every year in the second week of May to go to Kuvagam to attend the festival, at the transgender festival which happens there. For 4 years I've documented their food, and I think one of the greatest things which I was addicted there was a millet ki drink milti right at the entrance. And that is amazing. It's a sweet drink, but it's also they add little salt on top. It's of course to beat the heat and everything, and it's very therapeutic. But it was one of my favorite things to drink here. And today when we entered Dakshin, they made the same millet drink.
Perfect. And because what brings you to this mall all the time, every year?
It's a very unique combination of India and the West. If you look at the mall and the stores and the brands which are here, you will see that it is such a great combination. When you go to some of the malls in bigger cities in Delhi or Bombay, it just focuses on the Western brands. It's very westernized. But यहाँ पे it's such a mix of the local and the domestic and of course the international, which gives it such a big combination of having a choices for the customers who come to this mall. I've not been paid to say this, but I just love it.
Nice.
So it's like, you know, the character of this part, I mean, let's talk about specifically, you know, when we talk about South India, we're talking about Andhra, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, right? Yes. This is only focusing on. So they have, it has been modified thousands of times in history. You know, every time there was a big influence, India was adapting the change. So it has already been so much modified. But you're talking about modification in terms of healthier versions or?
For future, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So, you know, we are looking back at what Western media projects us that our food is very unhealthy, while we have much less disease than the Western world. I think instead of modifying, we should try to unmodify it now. Our modifications have led to a cuisine which has become very confusing. And of course, I am also part of that confusion, and I agree, but at least I acknowledge it. Going back to our roots, what our grandparents used to eat is much more healthier. It's finer, it's more sophisticated, it was much better. We have become a generation which is stuck between burgers, pizzas and our Indian cuisine being modified. I think हमें question ये करना चाहिए, why can't we go back to our roots? Our grains use, our vegetarian use, our use of oils. Our grandparents were 95 years old and they were still healthy. And now at 40 and 50 we have so many issues with food now. नहीं लगता आपको? Don't you feel that? I feel that my next few years will be exploring, going back to my roots and trying to bring things to the Western world which are more in the base of this country, the foundation of this.
Thank you.